Well, good morning and welcome to the Idahoan Show. For a while now I've been intending to set up an experiment to determine the effective range of a shotgun with various types of shot loads. And I finally got around to doing that today. Now, I've heard from various sources that the test for lethality of a projectile is its ability to penetrate a 1-inch pine board, such as this. Now, I'm not sure if there's any real scientific basis for that assertion, but I think intuitively, if a projectile is moving fast enough to penetrate an inch of pine, it's probably moving fast enough to penetrate a rib cage and do some damage to the tissues underneath. So I cut up a whole bunch of these 8 by 8 by 1 inch pine targets, and I've set them up at 10, 20, 30, 50, and 100 yards. And then I've got a variety of shot loads that I'm going to fire through my full choke Winchester Model 12 here, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to start off with number 8 Birdshot. So clearly the number 8 shot was effective at 10 yards. In fact, it blew pieces of the 10-yard target all the way down to the 30-yard target. However, the pellets were not actually penetrating even at the 20-yard mark. So now let's try number 4 Birdshot. The number 4 shot was providing good penetration out to 30 yards. Now let's try number 2. So basically number 2 seems to give the same performance as number 4, but with lower pattern density. Next I want to try some buckshot loads. Based on what we've seen so far, I think it's obvious that buckshot isn't going to have any trouble penetrating an inch of pine out to 30 yards, so I'm only going to fire it at the 50 and 100 yard targets. So we got one good hole in the target at 50 yards, but nothing at 100 yards. I think the limiting factor on this triple-aught buck is that the pellets are so large you don't have very many pellets per load, and so it spreads out so much that beyond a certain range you might be effective if you could hit anything, but you just can't hit anything. Now let's try number 4 buckshot. So I seem to be having the same problem with the number 4 buckshot as with the triple-aught. Even though the number 4 is a little smaller, has a few more pellets per load, the pattern density out at 50 yards and beyond is just so low I can't hit anything. I didn't get any holes in either target. So just to compare the effect of these two buckshot rounds at closer range, I reset both of those targets out at 30 yards, and I'm going to shoot the bottom one with the triple-aught and the top one with the number 4. So at 20 yards I am getting a few more holes in the targets with the buckshot loads. I'd say that's probably about the maximum effective range for the buckshot in terms of accuracy and pattern density. Anyhow, thanks for watching the Idahoan Show.